Okay, so bit of an interesting one today. I love doing this with people because when I sit down with a lot of people, we know that we're in a bit of an obesity epidemic. We know often, a lot of times, people talk about sugar, sugar's the enemy and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's really interesting, actually, when you read a lot of the dietary guidelines, they actually don't say that sugar's the enemy. What they're actually talking about is, a lot of time, empty, nutritionless sugar is the enemy. That's a problem, okay? So things like soft drink can be a problem for some people, and it can be quite addictive. It affects your brain. And so when I'm talking to people, get a bit of a basic idea, all right, and just demonstrate, what the power of something so simple as a can of soft drink, all right, can do to your diet. So let's assume that your calories in are the same as your calories out, all right? So let's assume that you're eating 1,200 calories a day, 1,500 calories a day, kind of irrelevant, whichever number it is, because that's how much you're burning off as well in turn, all right? So if it's calories in, calories out, that's normal. But then if you add on top of it and you change that equation, so instead of being 1,200 in and 1,200 out, you have a can of soft drink a day as well, all right? That changes that equation, so you're actually getting more calories in, all right? We know that there's 150 calories, usually on average, in a can of soft drink. So thinking about that, there's 3,500 approximate calories in a pound of fat. Now, so if we get that there and we go, so for 365 days a year, all right, and no, that's not likely that you're going to drink a can of soft drink every day of the year. You may or may not. These are all approximates, okay? So think about that as well. So 365 days a year, you're having 150 calories extra, even if you're still having that 1,200 in, 1,200 out. That means that you're getting an extra 54,000 calories in that year. So then if you got that amount of calories, all right, and then you divided it by the 3,500, which makes up a pound of fat, that means that through that year, we're going to put on 15 pounds or so extra a year. Alright, now if you add that over your lifespan, okay, there will come a point where there'll probably be a bit of equilibrium found in your weight, but you're actually going to put weight on. Alright, and now I suppose the bigger theme of today, alright, is that so far what we've found in order to lose weight is that you need to be taking in less calories than you're putting out. Okay, and yes, people are going to say, oh, but, a calorie isn't a calorie, and I definitely think that you've got a fair point there, because we've got to think about nutrition as well. I think if you're eating nutritious food, that's definitely going to go a long way. But there was one famous study where a professor of exercise physiology actually tried to demonstrate the calories in, calories out. And so what he did is he ate really poorly. He ate a lot of really bad food. And all of his calories, though, were still below what his body was burning off, what was required, to keep you basically alive and any exercise, etc. And he did lose weight. Alright, now yes, there were interesting things there where he did lose muscle, etc. And his composition changed, but overall he did lose weight. Alright, so think about that the next time that you're going to crack a can of soft drink. I'm not trying to make you feel guilty or anything like that at all, but just be aware that if you're taking in more calories than you're putting out, then it's likely that you'll put on weight. Now that weight may be in fat mass, it may be in muscle mass, it always depends on those things as well. As a little bit of a extra challenge for you at home, on average your can of soft drink might have something around 39 grams, and I'm going to work in grams of sugar because it's a little bit more specific and accurate. Just think about that. So 39 times 365 days of the year, just think about how much sugar that's going to be. Alright, so think about that. Make sure you subscribe below, see more videos, grab yourself the free book. Alright, get reading on that, try and get your health in order. I've been Luke from Wellsize.